Join a group of friends that love playing Star Wars Legion. We will talk about rules, strategy, upcoming releases, battle recaps, and most importantly, a lot of trash. Welcome to the Legion Lads.
And so,
Hey guys, good afternoon, morning, wherever you are. My name's Adam, and I'm here with J.R. Dieter.
hey,
So we're doing this podcast really just to document our trip to LVO.
yeah, man.
I don't know if you guys know who J.R. Dieter is. He was the LVO champion for 2022, and he doesn't let any of us forget it.
Yeah, you guys don't let me forget it.
So I guess we should go with some background. JR, what's your gaming experience like, tabletop gaming?
Tabletop gaming is like zero. Star Wars Legion is actually my first tabletop uh, war gaming, but I grew up on board games like Risk, Monopoly, Life. So I have a and chess. I have a big like background in those type of board games. So yeah, I always wanted to get into wargaming. I was actually going to get into Warhammer, but then my cousin told me about Star Wars Legion, and I'm a big Star Wars fan, and the rest is history.
All right. For myself, same thing like you. I grew up playing, Scrabble, chess, and all that fun stuff. Um, I bought into Legion the day it was released, and it was my first wargaming, tabletop wargaming, and I don't know, just kind of really did nothing. And then it got big in our local scene. I got big into it, and I haven't done anything competitive. So LVO will be my first competitive tournament if I don't go to SoCal Open. Haven't quite decided yet. And then that's it. I dabbled into Warhammer. Liked Warhammer, man, but Star Wars Legion's where it's at for me.
Yeah. When is SoCal? I was thinking about going too, but I wasn't sure as well.
Last weekend of October, I believe. I'll have to double check. I'll get to you in a bit about it.
Have the
So
tickets sold
yeah,
out?
no, they just went on sale yesterday, so I don't think they've sold out yet.
All right. I'll have to look into that. That's okay.
Yeah, my thing though is like because LVO is such a big trip for us. Like, do I really want to do another trip to San Diego?
Uh, San Diego. It's in Las Vegas. LVO.
Yeah, well, SoCal opens in San Diego.
I mean, it'd be fun. I would
It'd be
like to,
fun.
but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Um, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. So that's it. This is our gaming experience. This is us, and we do have some more co-hosts that will be jumping in from time to time. Hopefully, you'll learn to
I
tolerate
got
us.
I gotta share this meme with you. That's on my Facebook page right now. It's the spider, and it's got like a little tear on it, and it goes only rolling 2 hits with an eye on spider. And then it's got that that meme with the guy's brown hat that's like a jerk
Yeah,
on the spider, and it goes using your aim plus precise to roll an additional 4 hits. I freaking love it.
you and your spiders, man.
That's what they do, man. That's what they're good at.
All right, so I guess first let's go on the list for our LVO. You want to talk about your list first? What you're thinking about?
Yeah, so I'm kind of on the table what I want to do. I only own 2 armies right now. I'm working on getting 2 more, potentially 3 when the Ewoks come out. But um, I kind of don't want to bring CIS to LVO because I already won with the LVO with CIS. So I want to do Shadow Collective because they got a new mall. And I think it'd be pretty cool to win LVO with another mall that's different than the other one. I mean, slight difference. Um, But pikes, man, pikes are so good. Just stacking those dodges on them, and they have outmaneuver. And if you have vigilance on your capos, like they keep it, and you just can't get anything through heavy cover. So my thought process is to have them all with 6 pikes. with cache aim and the disruptor soldier. 3 capos with vigilance, and yeah, just play the game and see how I do. It's been doing pretty good so far in the local scene. We'll see if things change by the time LVO gets here, but I think that's the list I want to go with. Pretty solid.
Yeah, man, you say it's doing good in the local scene because our local scene, man, you roll like six white attack dice and come out with 12 crits. Like, I don't know how you do that. But your list was pretty strong from what I played with it yesterday. My list that I'm thinking about, and I'm going to make some tweaks to it currently, is 5 pikes with the Disruptor Soldier, 3 capos with Vigilance, Maul. You got to have Maul, in my opinion. Maul's going to have Push, Choke, Vigilance, and Tenacity. And I'm weird, man. I'm bringing the bus. Bringing the bus
Yeah,
in. Yeah.
yeah. I wanted to bring the bus. I think the bus is solid. I think it's good, but I just feel like in this meta with so much impact, critical, and ion weapons from spiders, like I just don't know. It never survives in my games, right? And I think that's the idea, right?
Well, and I
Uh,
think that's it right there. You don't want it to survive. You just want Maul there started turn two.
true, true. But if they have a force user, you can't do that.
True. And then we all know Echo Base is going to be a thing.
Yeah. Imagine running your bus into all those standbys.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Um, the bus I do have Frenzied Gunner, the R5, the quad laser, and a emergency transponder. But like we talked yesterday, I'll probably drop that for comms relay if I keep the bus.
you're gonna keep cat or no?
Well, I'll get to that in a minute. I want to go my first game. This was the list I ran. My second game, I'll talk about those changes.
Sounds good.
So your first game was you against Jose, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So Jose, guys, he'll come on eventually. Let me brought up what he was running real quick. You guys would think I'd be prepared. As you get to know me, that's not a possibility. So Jose was running Annie, saber throw, offensive stance, force push, up close and personal. He was running 1 capo, 3 phase 1s with the DC 15, 1 phase 1 naked, 2 pikes with the P13, the bark speeder with the gunner and transponder. So, what do you think about going up against that list?
Um, I like the list, especially because my buddy Jose, he has the plan to play Plow, I think it is. Um, in case somebody plays Anakin's flaw card, which is a nice workaround to his flaw card because, as you know, as Plow, you get to choose a token to put face down on there, which isn't giving Anakin the order. So I really like that combo a lot. He's got range 4, which is nice, and he's got clone, naked clone, just to share tokens with. It's a pretty solid list, and I really enjoy playing against it. I just think I did really well against his list because the map that we were playing on didn't really have any cover, and on top of that, he couldn't get past all my dodges, right? Because shooting at 4 with phase 1, you're only throwing 2 red, and if I'm behind heavy cover, you got to get crits through, and I'm just going to dodge them. I think he should have played more aggressive with Anakin. Because what I did was turn 1, I infiltrated Maul in a spot close to the middle box. We were playing recover supplies, um, clear conditions, and long march. And when I put my guy close to the third box or the middle box, everyone caps their own boxes. Turn 2, I waited for everybody to go. He had barks in his list too, and I think maybe he needs to change the barks out. I don't know what to though, because I don't feel like strike teams are a better output than the barks. But long march, he couldn't really flank, and I think that's what he wants to do with those barks. Which I think in any other map or any other deployment, he could have flanked my guys. But just because of his long march, I was able to narrow him down to where he was going and where I wanted to position my guys. So turn one, I was able to get the lead because I was able to delete a bark because he rolled really bad on a 5 hit and got no blocks. Um, then turn two, as you all know, repulsory vehicles have to take a repulsory, so he's getting closer to me, and I delete his other bark. So therefore, I'm already ahead in X. It's a 10-10 act list, and turn at the end of turn one, he's 9. At the end of turn two, he's 8. At the end of turn two, I move Maul into position of the box. Third action, pick up the box, and then turn three, I play as 1 pip, which is Duel of Fates, and I just retreat back to my line of sight blocker with the third box, forcing him to move up into my range 3 bubble. And Pikes, man, Pikes rolling. I had 5 blacks, and then the Disruptor Soldier with the 1 red, 2 blacks, and then my Capo is giving out aims. It's just nasty to deal with. So I think in that game he could have probably tried to fend off Maul a little bit better. But honestly, I don't know what he could have done because I have range 4 guns, so standby he couldn't do. The moment he peeks out, I'm just going to shoot him. So I think it was the map that defeated him more than anything.
And I'm proud to say I built that map.
uh,
Uh, I suck at building tables, man. I don't know what it is, but I'm glad it worked out for you.
no, man, it was a good table. I mean, you can't hate on tables people build. Like that's how you get better is by building tables and not listening to criticism. The only thing that the table really suffered was is that if it was any other deployment, there was cover everywhere, right? But Long March was so nice because it set it up to just be a straight line to your opponent with no cover. Like the only cover you would get is line of sight blocking, so you couldn't really shoot while having heavy cover. You kind of had to peek out.
Okay.
So yeah, so I think um, Jose got defeated in that aspect with the battle deck because he probably should have got rid of Long March for that reason. But who would have known? Like no one was looking at the table in that aspect of Long March is just a straight shot. We were all assuming that we were going to have corner positions, and it would have been a different map, and it would have been a different play style. But I just happened to get Long March. And I wasn't thinking that either. That if I long march, all my shots are going to line up. I was thinking long march would be good for me to infiltrate mall, and it just happened that way.
Yeah. Freaking Maul's a beast when
Yeah.
played right, but we'll get to that. So my first game was also against Jose. We played Major Offenses, VAPS, and oh man, wasn't my Supply Drop. I don't know, man. Turn one, it was a lot of positioning. He kept trying to run Annie down my throat to chase Maul. So I kind of just hid Maul in the bus for 3 turns, honestly. Capped both of mine. Somebody reminded me that ties go to blue players, so I started to play a little more just defensively, hanging out where I am at, and just letting him do his thing. And then I made a mistake. He got in range of the bus. I don't know. What happened is he tried to flank with one of his barks, and I sent the bus after it. And in the very next turn, I reversed the bus to try to get a different bark. And I honestly should have just gone around the corner, or kept the bus where it was. But I ended up putting the bus in a bad position, which put Maul in a bad position. And I mean, it's only my second time fielding Maul, and well, he's not tanky, man. Um,
No, very squishy.
especially me coming from a guard background, where I'm like, oh yeah, I could take a couple hits and move on. But no, man, Maul just he got beat like a redheaded stepchild. Um, he ended up going down in a blaze of glory, though. He was hit behind some heavy cover. I was like, cool, he's safe. The turn before, Jose took his Pike squad, and he had a clear line of shot, clear open shot on Maul, and next round he ended up just fire supporting, and Maul went down to what was it, 12, 13 dice roll, and
Yeah.
no, I think it was more. I think it was like a 15 dice roll because 11 hit. Maul and his red dice, he saved 7, but by that point, it's too little, too late. And then I couldn't recover from that. I think part of it was I got in my own head. I'm so inexperienced with Maul and Shadow Collective. I just kind of snowballed down, but you know, live and learn.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
yeah,
but
go ahead.
no, I was just saying, like, as a
So,
watcher of the game, it's just like you just need to get that practice in, more games, more, things to mess up. Because in LVO, I messed up. I remember playing a guy where I had infiltrated Maul right on a box, and I was just like, turn one, I'm taking the box and I'm leaving because he shot at me and he managed to get one wound through. I was like, cool, I have 3x. I'm gonna take the box and go. He's like, you can't get an objective on turn one. I was like, damn, you're right. And that almost cost me the game. It almost costed me my LVO, trip or tournament. Man, the more practice, the better you get, in my opinion.
we'll move on to Jose's second game. We didn't get to watch this one. Unfortunately, he can't join us today. You and I were playing our game while he was playing his, but he was playing our buddy Roman. I'm not sure what Roman brought. He didn't submit his list to me. I know it was Empire. I know it was Vader because I mean that's what Roman likes to play. Um, but according to Jose, they played KP clear and advanced positions. Jose did lose 2-1. He said that Roman snipers blew up a couple of it, blew up an arc, and then just started picking off everybody the rest of the game. Pikes ended up killing Callus. Vader took 7 wounds in the first 3 turns, but stayed alive for the last 3 turns or the last rest of the game. Vader ended up killing the Capo and Pikes. Annie in phase twos took the middle KP, or sorry, phase two, phase ones took the middle KP. Vader and the Storms won right side KP, and 2 remaining strikes won the left side of the KP. So, I mean, Roman's a good player, man, and he's got that Empire down pretty good. So I'm sure it was a pretty fun game.
Yeah, looked like it from when I left.
According to Jose, you know, it was fun. So I was gonna go somewhere else with it, but I figured we'll do that in a little bit. Your second game, my second game was against each other.
Hmm.
If you want to call it that. I mean, you really just put me over my knee and spanked me, or over your knee and spanked me. I did make a change on that list. I did drop the bus and I did pick up Cad Bane. And my Cad Bane experience, guys, I built him last night, threw him in a list, and said, "Hey, this works." So, um, what did we play? We played Long March, Minefield, and Recover the Supplies. And
Yeah, you
so,
did have the
what was that?
you said you did have the bus. You didn't drop the bus. You had the
Oh
bus.
no, that's right. I still had the bus in there. Um, I made mistakes. Turn zero. Putting Cad Bane's token really in a bad spot. I mean, it was horrible. And then I also infiltrated Maul way too early, and you just planned around that.
Yeah. Um, yeah, like I said, man, it was tough because inexperience, you don't know what you're supposed to do, and when you put Maul way over there, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna avoid Maul. And then the tokens were all your campaign tokens were within reach of one movement. And so I saw that you had put 2 of them by the boxes, and I was like, one of them's a bomb, one of them's nothing. And I figured, and we were also playing Minefield, so those bombs were also next to campaign token. And I was just like, I'm just gonna set them all off with one squad. And if I make it out alive, cool. If I don't, I'm pretty sure you're gonna kill that squad. But I was like, you know what? I'm gladly sacrifice Pike's squad for Cad Bane if I can find him.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was again just my inexperience is you infiltrated your Maul on the right, or I guess it was my upper right corner, your bottom left corner, and kind of you hit him really well, so I couldn't get him, couldn't get him, and then set up the pikes with a whole bunch of standbys. I was able to shoot a couple off, but I think you still got what 3 or 4 standbys off with some aims.
Mm. Yeah, I
And
4 standbys, and then Maul. Uh, yeah,
yeah, and then Maul triggered, it came up, triggered Cad Bane. And then, Cad Bane, I would like to say went down in a blaze of glory. But in my opinion, he went down like a Napoleon Dynamite facing some seals.
yeah.
And then you ran away. You took Maul and you ran away like the little girl that you are.
When you're in the lead, you don't give the advantage to your opponent. You know, so
So he took his Maul. He ran him behind a little building, and we agreed that it was open that you could see through it. And so he gets his Maul, puts his Maul right there, and out of through the doorway, because it's a clear line of sight through the doorway in the building. I see Maul's base, and at this point, JR, you already have your hands off. You're already done with him. I go, man, I see your base. And then you move the guy.
clarify movement, please.
You push the base in just a little bit more so I could hopefully not see him. Yeah, I got
So
a witness that you moved the guy after I pointed out that I saw your base.
you don't even have a witness. So this is what happened, and don't even bring up the new guy because he's new. We don't want to scare him away already. Uh, Basically, you had told me, "Hey, I could see Maul's face," and I was like, "No, you can't." And so I made sure to push Maul closer to make sure he was touching the terrain because that's what was my intent. But I never moved him out of the line of sight. I was just making sure he was touching the base. But sure enough, you could see him before and you could see him after. So that means he didn't move, right?
We're going to agree to disagree on that because we're trying to keep this PG here.
For now.
Um, so, all in all, two good games for me. I had fun. You and I got into a really nice argument. We tend to do when we play. If you guys ever
Right.
see us play each other, we might do a couple streams later. JR and I like to yell and scream at each other, but honestly, we're friends. And I mean, if you can't yell and scream at a friend, who can you yell and scream at?
I
So
agree.
with your list, then after your two games yesterday, are you thinking about doing any changes?
I was just thinking about it today. So on my LPO list, I had 8 acts that I can attack. And in my Shadow Collective one, only 6, right? I'm not counting them all, and I'm not counting the captains or the capos. Because in my LVO list, Kalani and Maul really weren't attacking, right? So this is where I'm kind of like on the fence about. Um, my Shadow Collective is more defensive with all the dodges and
Mm-hmm.
can definitely hit a punch with the aims, um, but doesn't have extra acts to attack with. So if I'm bringing Shadow Collective and the list that I talked about, it's because hey, I'm not trying hard. I just want to win it with a list that I think is cool. It helps that it's really good, but I'm still on the fence. I don't know. And if Din comes out, if you want to talk about this Din list, we can talk about it. Din comes out before LVO. I'm running Din. Like that's just ridiculous about what we found out.
Look, for me, I don't want to get too big into it because I'm sure all the major podcasters are covering it. But 10 points, pretty much an auto wound, infinite range, and works in melee. Or if your opponent is engaged in melee, that's a lot. Yes, I understand it takes both actions. Yes, I understand it's 6 wounds overall, but 6 wounds through 6 rounds, that's a Maul. Assuming nothing else is shooting at Maul, that's a Maul. Instantly death. Well, not
And
instant, but statistically he's dying.
and I agree with you 100% is because I hate that people are just like it's just one wound per turn, 6 turns. It's like no, it's not. It's a wound a turn backed by an army, right?
Yeah.
I'll just go over briefly. We won't get into it, but like I built a list, convenient called "I See Dead People." It's got Leia with underworld connections, Cassie with his sniper config, Boba Fett, Djinn with his Ambin rifle, 3 Rebel Troopers, DLT 20A, and then three commander strike teams. So my thought process with this list is I'm going to be at range 4. Everything's going to be at range 5. We're besides the rebel troopers, right? And we're just going to plink you off. Leia plays her 1 pip. You got no cover. That's 2 reds against 3 acts. Cassian and the rebel snipers do their thing. Then takes the wound off. And then there's one turn that you could play Boba Fett's rule with respect. So now you're looking at the snipers having 2 blacks, 1 white, Cassie having 2 blacks, 1 red, and the rebel troopers have with their DLT. Let me see what the DLT looks like right now. 3 blacks, 1 white, all at range. Well, besides the rebel troopers, at range 5. Like, I don't know, man. I just think it's gonna be solid and a pretty good list, and we'll see what happens.
Hey, there's only one thing you're missing on that list.
What's that?
Grogu.
No, fuck Grogu.
To to quote our friend Nick, man, hashtag free Grogu.
Yeah, it's like Nick said, it's too many points to pay for what he does, and he's a liability. Like, I would love for somebody to have Din with Grogu, and with this list, I'm gonna snipe your Din and maybe get Grogu. Who knows?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully they do some reworks, but I don't know, man. I first would like to rework Echo Base because that's going to be the problem now. Again, situational. I know it's situational, but if you play it right, it's going to hurt, and it's going to hurt bad.
Echo Base got nothing on this list though. I'm shooting at range 5 against your range 4 weapons. I think the what are the big dishes range 5? I can't recall, but like
Yeah,
I
the pizza dishes are range 5.
okay, I just hope this list goes unnoticed because if it's here by LVO, I'm taking it, man.
So my changes, man. I gotta decide on a list. I mean, I like the bus. The bus was cool. It did do some work, but I don't know if it's worth it. Um, I might infiltrate. If I'm gonna do infiltrating Maul, I might just drop a like push or choke and add on burst of speed so I can infiltrate turn 1 and just get in there and do some damage. But I do like that. I do like it because if I play Maul's 3 pip and I do have the bus, like they don't know what I'm gonna do, and so they kind of have to plan for everything. I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna make any big changes. I don't know how I feel about Cad Bane. I mean, granted, I got to set his tokens on the board, and that's all I did with them. I am thinking too, and I talked to you a little bit about it last night, but I was so salty. I don't think I can express myself well. I'm thinking about adding Bosk. So my
uh,
Cad Bane list. I don't know if I told you or said it right, but it's 1 Capo, Cad Bane, Maul, 4 pikes with the gun, and then 1 naked pike with a bus. Bus only has frenzied gunner and uh, the range 3 gun. I forgot what it's called. But if I drop a capo, play around with it a little bit, I can add a Bosk. So I'm kind of thinking about that.
so you're talking about Boss, Maul, and Cad Bane.
Yeah, yeah. Bosk, Maul, Cad Bane, and 1 capo.
Daniel, I actually played a game with Daniel last week, and he actually had a list like this: Boss, Cad Bane, and Maul. Um, but I didn't like it, and I told him this is that I feel like you're competing for command cards. That if one guy gets taken out, there goes like half your cards, and on top of that, it's fighting for orders, uh, doing too much. I
The
think
fighting for orders, I agree on. The command cards, I don't think you take any of Bosk command cards.
his lying in wait is super good. Why wouldn't you take that one?
Let me bring it up. It's been so long since I've even seen a Bosk tabled.
Yeah, I
Let me
think
see.
like, you probably don't need to take Boss's 3 pip and his 1 pip. His lying away, I definitely think you should take. You definitely should take Cad Bane's infiltrate one. Um, and then Maul, which magic tech's a must.
Yes.
But then from there, like, what do you choose? You know?
Yeah, lying in wait is pretty cool. So
Yeah,
I would agree with you. Like lying in wait's an auto occlude.
yeah, he killed my mall with lying in wait. Like I was trying to avoid his lying in wait, but he played it smart, and I accidentally gave him charge, and I put Maul back in the bus. Then he charged the bus, attacked it, and the bus was already weak. And then Maul had to come out with an extra wound, and then he charged Maul and killed Maul. Got the bounty off it too.
Yeah, man, who would have known that white defense dice, they're not that good.
Yeah.
I'm starting to miss my clones. If I thought I had a chance at winning LVO with clones, I'd stick with the clones. And I'm not trying to say there's no chance. I'm just saying my play style, what I like playing in Gar, there's not a chance. I don't like running Adme. I don't like running Padme together. I've honestly never tried Yoda. I don't like playing meta lists. I like playing lists that I'm going to have fun in and try to make those work while staying competitive.
Um, yeah, if you're gonna, so in Daniel's list, he had the Black Sun kitted out, right, with the Courage 2 and the Pierce gun. Dude, that didn't work for him. You might want to run, if you run the bust, like, you might run a Black Sun to put in that, right? Because I thought about that. That's an alternative. Is you can have them all, the bus, uh, a kitted out Black Sun with everything that I just said, and then you could choose to infiltrate Maul or put him in the bus. And if Maul doesn't go in the bus, you put the Black Suns in the bus, which is solid.
Dude, I want the Blood Black Suns to work. I think and their models are amazing. I love what they do, but I don't know. I think I just suck at list building or what. I just can't get a list that I like involving the Black Suns because now I'm thinking like, okay, if I take a Black Suns, I'm gonna have to take the Black Suns capo or Virgo, whatever his name is. So it's
So
just
go ahead.
as I say, because with my luck, two shots round one, and then they panic off the board.
Well, no, that's why you give them the Vigo, so they have Courage too, right? So they're not.
So you instead of taking the actual Vigo, you want to just put the upgrade on them?
Yeah, because that way you're getting independent surge on red die, which is nice, right, for defense, and then the scatter gun. And if you take the bus, you so this is my thought process around it. If they don't have a force user, you put Maul on the bus and you ram that bus into them. Okay. If they
Yes.
have a force user, you infiltrate Maul and then you put the Black Suns in the bus. Boom, there you
So
go. Because
so
even if the force user was in range, right? You're shooting four, five, five blacks, five whites, two reds, and you get to aim independent aim, and you have precise one. That's a lot of dice for a force user to take.
all right, so I'm making a list right now. Hold on, I got Maul, Choke, Push, Vigilance, Tenacity. Those are kind of staples for me on Maul. Again, limited Maul experience though, but I like those. I'm gonna add the bus. I do want the gun. I don't know, just an extra threat for somebody to worry about.
Mm.
Frenzied Gunner, a pilot. I don't know, man. I don't know if 16 points for unorthodox tactician is worth it, but we also know there's going to be a ton of double ion spiders wherever we go. So I'm probably going to take the R5 for that extra move. And my game against Tose, that did pay off. Like it did save Maul for half a turn.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you're right.
And then Black Sun Enforcers with the shotgun and the Vigo. So right there, we're at three activations, 402 points.
How
So
many?
I guess throw in some pikes and a pike capo.
Mm.
So let's do five pikes. Give them all the disruptor, and then let's add a capo. I'll probably add vigilance on that capo. Vigilance with the pikes is freaking amazing, man.
Yeah, it is. It's solid.
All right, so right there, I'm at 9 activations, 772 points.
What do you got? Read me off what you got.
So we got Maul, Choke, Push, Vigilance, Tenacity.
Okay.
We got the Bus with the Gunner, the R5, and the Quad Laser.
Okay.
We got Black Sun with the Shotgun and the Vigo. I guess that's how you say it.
Yeah.
5 Pikes with the Disruptor, and then one Capo with Vigilance.
So this is what I got. I built a list too. It's at 10 acts. It's Maul, Force Choke, Saber Throw, Vigilance, Tenacity. Two capos with Vigilance, four foot soldiers with the Disruptor soldiers, the pikes, and then one naked pike. The AA5 Frenzy Gunner and the Quad Laser, and then Black Sun Enforcers with the Scatter Gun and Vigo. Um,
So why are you taking Saber Throw instead of Push?
so no, I have push on there. It's push and Saber Throw. I don't have
Okay,
push.
so you took Choke out.
Yeah. And the reason why is because just in case I can't dive maul into my opponent, because choke's really good once you're buried in. You know, you can start choking heavies. Um, but I think I like to play maul just in case I have to infiltrate and just peek out and saber throw and keep them safe that way. Because I feel like people are going to be more force users, and I feel like there's going to be more spiders. But yeah, this is what the list I would run. I feel like I want to run this list, but because you're going to get the dodges still. You still get potentially get 3 dodges on pikes. Black Sun, you just got to worry about getting Black Suns into range, which the bus is really good at doing that if you don't want to put them on there. And let's say you do put them on there and you ram them into the army, the pikes or the Black Suns could just be double moving to back the Maul and the bus because I'm sure the bus and Maul are going to be getting shot at. And they're trying to figure out how to deal with that while you got the Black Suns moving up.
And man, they'd be a cool upgrade. Like I'd pay some points for an upgrade that just gives you Relentless.
Oh my God! Don't even start with that. That
That's
makes
it. I'm calling. That's my hot take right
oh,
now. I would
oh
pay. I'd say 12 points for an upgrade
you
to give me Relentless.
you don't want that. You don't want that. Okay, first, what icon would you give it? Like, where would you slot it in?
Oh man, it would. I'm not
Let's
too sure.
let's say it's training. Let's say it's training. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say training.
Okay. Let's say it's training. So imagine. I want you to imagine this. Imagine Maul with force push, saber throw, or I'll even go burst of speed, vigilance, and then whatever, and then give it relentless.
Yeah, I'm sold. As long as it's my mall, sign me up.
Ma would have 3 acts and relentless. That's 4 acts, not even counting his force powers.
Again, man, sign me up. Like as long as it's my mall, I'm good. Your mall? No, I can't do that. Like when Commander Karen from the Empire was throwing red dice with Pierce.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure she was.
Backstory on that, guys. Me and Jose were playing a game. It's been a while for both of us. We weren't really paying attention. And instead of being smart and referring to our cards, we were just trying to go off of memory. And well, my generic commander for Empire was throwing red dice and had Pierce. So, I mean, she was a whole lot better.
Yeah, yeah, that makes a good way for her not to die for sure. So yeah, man, it's gonna be exciting. I'm glad you guys are going because like last year in LVO, like I really felt like not a loner, but it's just like I didn't know a lot of people, so I tried to strike up conversation as much as I could. But it'd be nice to see you guys going.
It should be fun, man. I've never been to Vegas. Um, my entire adult life. I think I went when I was like 6 or 7.
Mhm.
But I mean, 6 and 7, I don't count that. So it should be fun, man. I'm interested to catch some shows. I highly doubt I'll make day 3. I'm hoping to just win one game, quite honestly. But you
I
know,
was gonna make sure make sure you bring a doubles list and the unconventional warfare list, just so that way, because last year the tickets were already bought out for those, and not everybody showed up for it. So LJ was just like, yeah, anybody that wants to go into the tournament that wasn't gonna make it to the finals in the grand tournament, like just go for it. So make sure you have
No,
those.
I think if I stop playing, because the fiance is going with me, I think if I end up losing day two, or I should make it to day two. I don't know about day three, but instead of doing unconventional warfare or anything like that, I might just walk around Vegas with her, and she's sucking it up for the next 6 months of letting Legion ruin slash run my life. So a day in Vegas is a good trade for me.
Hey, you can't go wrong in Vegas, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, who knows, man? I mean, we may end up getting married in Vegas. I heard that they one of the casinos has the bridge of the Star Trek Enterprise, and you can get
Oh
married
shit.
on. Yeah, you can get married on it,
Hey, that'll be cheaper than the actual wedding.
dude. That'd be cheaper, and that's to me that's just ultimate nerd status right there. Now, like if I can get married on the bridge of the Enterprise with Darth Vader performing the ceremony and Gandalf as a witness, like that's the end of my life right there.
Oh man, I leave LVL just to watch that.
Exactly, man. That's killer. That's about all I got, man. You want to any other topics, anything that you see in the Legion world that you want to hit touch base with real quick?
Yeah, nerfed in. Nerf his nerf his rifle gun. Too good.
He's not
Too
even
good.
out yet, but nerfed in.
Nerfed
Hashtag
in.
free Grogu, nerfed in, and I'm sorry, guys. Come on, I'm gonna throw it out there in the world. I know a lot of you are gonna hate me for this. Buff Gar, please,
Oh
like
yeah, they're
Buff Gar.
going for that. They're going to buff guard. They're gonna do something. And I think the easy fix for buffing guard is just drop points. That's it. That's all you need, and guard will be good again.
Yeah, they're too expensive. I mean, and again, I understand Rexstar was I played Rexstar at that time. I was playing Empire, so I played against Rexstar. It needed to be nerfed. Gar did need to be nerfed a lot, but I feel like they went from one extreme to the other, and so we need to find them a happy medium and rework Obi Wan's cards, man. Because now that we don't have unlimited token sharing, I don't care if I have 30 surges on phase ones. But
Right?
that's my hot take. That's it for me. Uh, Dieter, you got anything else you want to touch base on?
No, man, I think that's pretty good. Excited for us to go, and I think we're gonna have a blast and just meet a lot of people.
Yeah, man, I'm super stoked for it. Guys, please join us. This is going to be a every other week podcast. We every other Saturday night at our local gaming store. Shout out to Legends Games and Comics in Clovis. Is our Legion Day. So we're trying to get 3 days or 3 games in every Legion Day. I know next Legion week, which is 2 weeks from yesterday, we are going to introduce chess clocks. That's an experience that I've never taken, never done. My games tend to go a little bit long, mainly because I think I talk crud a little too much. But
You know what
come
we should
back.
do?
What should we do?
Before we introduce the chess clocks, right? Because that's only day three. I don't know if it's still going, but um, have your guys' game played in 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Man, 2 hours and 30 minutes. We're barely in round two on that one.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That way you guys know. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're stressed for time in your game, it's gonna help you be a better player because you're gonna learn your list and you're gonna learn what you need to do with it. And then by the time you get to LVO, you're gonna be like, I know what I need to do, and then what situation occurs. Because just like your game with Jose, when you put them all out there, you buckled under stress, right?
Yeah,
And you need that stress test to build up your force. That way you don't buckle under stress.
I just dropped my headphones. Sorry if there's any back noise on that.
Yeah, so I think we should start timing our games, but we'll see.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. 2 hours, 30 minutes, and go from there. Hey, thanks for lunch yesterday too. By the way, man, that burrito was awesome.
Yeah, man, fucking delicious that place. I never
Yeah.
could remember the name of it.
All right. Well, I think at this point we're gonna call it a cast. Dieter, have a good day, man. I'll send you some text messages later, talking some cred. Everybody else out there, have a great 2 weeks. Hopefully, see you guys, or you guys get to listen to the beautiful sound of my voice again, and stay legendary.
You guys.